You've continuously spoken, not just now, but even previously, about the implications of the war on the global south.
Mm-hmm.
India is one of the few countries that speaks to all sides concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Given this, there's been increasing speculation, especially in recent days, about an Indian role in sort of brokering peace between these two countries. Two questions. One, is the conflict ready for resolution? Because, there's a time when, it looks like both sides are ready to come to talks, and you probably have a great sense of whether it is that time now. And two, is India willing to be a facilitator and offer us good officers to sort of broker a peace between these two countries?
You asked whether the situation is ripe or is it premature. I think your question itself is premature. And in a way, we're not looking, we cannot approach today's problems with sort of models or experiences drawn. This is a very, very different situation in which we are in today. My own sense is that those countries who really believe that that this is, as the Prime Minister said, not an era of war, who do not believe that such issues can be settled on the battlefield, who believe that there is an urgent necessity for countries to get back to the negotiating table, who can see the suffering which others are facing, the difficulties which others are facing, who have nothing to do with this issue, but they are collateral, in a sense, collateral damage to what is happening. So I think countries like this is very important that, in a sense, I would look at it like a body of opinion, who articulate their concerns and try to shape the thinking of those more directly involved in a positive direction. I think beyond that, to suggest anything else, I don't think is justified at this point of time.
One of the things the conflict has done is really told us a little bit about the balance of power around the world, right? I mean, mm-hmm. It's not as if the West has managed to have its way. It's not. It shows the limitations of multilateral fora also to achieve the desired objectives. Where do you see great power balance going? I mean, is it going to be a multipolar world, as you've said? Is there likely to be a concentration more along bipolar lines? How is it going to be going forward?
I'm not sure I'd put it the way you have. I would put it this way, that the one bit I would sort of seize on from your remarks is the multipolar reference. But I think even multipolar suggests a degree of stability, that instead of two or one or two, many have arrived. I think the global situation is far, far more fluid. In the near term, perhaps more than the near term, the real challenge is it's going to be very difficult to find balances.
China seems to have reframed the issue in its own public narrative, right? I mean, one connected to sovereignty and territorial integrity, and also tried to earn domestic capital from it. Do you think the situation has become more intractable now? Do you think that progress can be made?
I would say, clearly what happened in 2020 was an attempt by one party, and we know which one, to depart from agreements and understandings. And that is at the heart of the issue. Now, have we made progress from then? In some respects, yes. Relatively speaking, there were multiple friction points. I think, and in those friction points, there was dangerously close-up deployments by the military. I think some of those issues have been worked out in keeping in mind equal and mutual security. But there are some which still need to be worked upon. So I think it's in the nature of what I do that you have to keep, it's important to persevere and to keep pushing. You don't, because it is tough or it is complicated, you don't say, well, that's not going to happen.
What can we do to make sure that this realization is there?
No, I think we are doing a lot of things in terms of various policies and various pronouncements and the state of relations. So, after all, ask yourself, if you are an objective observer looking at the state of India-China relations, could you suggest actually that everything is okay and, this can carry on without any negative impact for the parties concerned? I don't think so. Yeah. So I think it's pretty obvious. I don't think there's any ambiguity about our signaling and our messaging.
Moving